got Dr. Sebastian Gorka, former deputy assistant to President Trump, who was at this time last year on the official transition team. Dr. Gorka, thank you for joining us here this morning.
Happy MAGA birthday to you, Raheem.
How many candles does that require, by the way?
One, just one.
Just one?
First birthday, yeah.
Not okay.
One really big one.
One massive candle, like a church candle, just slapped in the middle of a cake.
There you go.
All right, Dr. Gorka. So let's talk about last year. How I've told this audience of my trepidation as the day began, and it didn't ease up until very late into the night. How were you feeling the days before the day of election day last year? Talk us through where you were, what you were doing, and how it all played out for Dr. G.
Well, I'd joined the transition team with my wife back in October. I was working on the NSC transition team with General Flynn. My wife was working on the DHS, Department of Homeland Security transition team. And in the run-up to the actual election, I'll tell you, I was in a very peculiar place psychologically, because now and again people would ask me, so what happens if she wins? And I would very honestly tell them, look, I'm not even allowing myself to go there mentally, because as a republic, we've already got 3 wheels off the cliff. And if Hillary Clinton wins, that's it. From the Supreme Court on down, we've locked in Democratic administrations in perpetuity. So I was committed to a Trump victory. I remember distinctly the night of the election getting very concerned. I don't know if you recall it, about 10 o'clock at night, I think it was Brett Baer made a statement saying, we're having issues with some of the results coming in, that margins are too tight. We may have to go to sleep and wake up in the morning to get the right result. And I thought, no, don't go there. The idea that we're not going to track the results, all kinds of strange things and shenanigans could occur. So I got very seriously worried about that point. And then it all turned. And then county after county, blue-collar Democrat areas voted repeatedly for candidate Trump. And it was a glorious night. I didn't sleep. I sat on my porch in Virginia with my son, smoking cigars and waiting for a new dawn in America.
Let's play What If. Let's play Parallel Universe for a second, because there have been so many.
Niall Ferguson here. Okay.
Well, there have just been so many incredible global events since this time last year. And I want to just imagine what they would have been like under a Hillary Clinton presidency. Whether it's a increasingly belligerent North Korea, what we're finding out about Iran and the nuclear deal now, all across the world, there seem to be massive, massive fires that this president is doing a pretty good job, I think, of at least containing, if not putting out. And I just want to sort of take a trip down fantasy lane here, because global politics, geopolitics is your bag. You're the author of the book Defeating Jihad: The Winnable War. And again, take ISIS as another example, Dr. Gorka. Under this administration, under the Trump administration, decimated as an on the ground fighting force. How would the world look today under a Hillary Clinton presidency?
Well, it would have been a combination of two things. It would have been the dilettantism that we saw Hillary actually demonstrate with regards to our Libya policy, that turned that country into Dantean hell and flooded weapons all into the west and south of the Sahel region. So it would have been rank amateurish behavior that would have escalated violence. Or let's be blunt. If you listen to the revelations from Donna Brazil's book, if you follow the massive scandal that is Fusion GPS and Uranium One, we would have had a president who was just open to the highest bidder. That's the Clinton way. It is a crime cartel, from cattle futures to Whitewater to Uranium One. So we would have had a president who didn't know what she was doing or was open to the highest bidder.
Wow. This is some pretty tough stuff. Dr. Gorka, let's talk about last night. Let's talk about what happened with the Republicans, indeed, all across the country. What does it tell you that Edgar Gillespie loses? What does it tell you that the Virginia House may fall to the Democrats? What does it tell us all about how elections on this side of the political divide need to be fought in the very, very near future?
Look, I'm a Virginia resident, and I think your analysis was spot on. I just heard it before we came on. Virginia used to be a Republican Commonwealth, and thanks to the massive influx of government workers, liberal government workers that vote Democrat, this was pretty much a foregone conclusion because you didn't have the dynamic occur which happened last year, which is the rank outsider energize former working class Democrat voters to vote for him, because that's really, that was the key to last year. When you have laid off steel workers in the Steel Valley of Youngstown, Ohio, vote for a billionaire from Queens, that's remarkable. That's a political revolution. But we didn't have that effect in Virginia. We had a milquetoast kind of quasi-rhino running against an establishment Democrat. So the conclusion was foregone. There was no Trump candidate in Virginia, and the same goes for New Jersey.
Yeah, there's as Dave Bossy said earlier on in the show, I think some serious soul searching. Do you think these state parties have it in them to be responsive to the points that you and Jason Miller and Dave Bossy and Steve Bannon and Alex Marlow have made on the show this morning?
I think this is what we're going to find out, because we know that Steve has done a very good job. I've been there helping him. He's done a superb job rattling the cage of the GOP rhino establishment in D.C., but clearly that's not enough. This has now got to be taken to the state level and to the state parties and the state legislatures. So we have to see that draining of the swamp attitude taken down to the next level of politics in America. So, 2018 will be a fascinating year. And I think those who model themselves on Trump and who come in like a Judge Moore, like a Kelly Ward, they will do well.
Dr. Gorka, we're pushed for time, so we're going to leave it there, but we're very grateful for you joining us here this morning. Make sure you're checking out Dr. Gorka's work. Defeating Jihad, The Winnable War is his book. Dr. Sebastian Gorka, former Deputy Assistant to the President, thank you once again.
Thank you, Raheem. God bless.